A global pandemic, and this is the worst public health crisis which we are seeing in our times. Many people ask about coronavirus, that how coronavirus is different from other viruses. Coronavirus is similar to the other viruses which caused the Middle East respiratory syndrome and severe acute respiratory syndrome in 2003. So these viruses are zoonotic viruses. It means that they are transferred between animals and humans. The primary symptoms of these viruses are dry cough, shortness of breathing, fever, muscle and body pain, as well as myalgias. Although they are multisystemic, they attack many other systems of the human body, including the brain and also the other organs such as lungs. And once patients have these infections, they can have multi-system failure depending upon the severity of the infection. It's very important for all of us to learn the information so that we can be knowledgeable, because it is said that you can fight your enemy, or you can understand your enemy better if you know about them. And I'm very grateful for IFT, the Islamic Foundation of Toronto, for hosting these educational seminars and sessions to educate our community so that people can learn. And I always admire Brother Javed Khan. He has been very active in teaching in many other community activities. The coronavirus has been a global pandemic. It has affected all ages, all types of people in many countries. We are still learning about this virus because this is a new virus, and uh, it is said that education is a best tool to fight issues like this. With respect to Ontario, the number of new cases in Ontario is still increasing, and every day we are seeing new deaths. So it is becoming a problem for all of us, and therefore our government and other public health professionals are asking us to be very careful and take all the precautions. I think IFT has been doing these sessions to promote the understanding in people so that they can take the precautions, because there is no cure or there is no treatment for this type of condition. Therefore, educating people is very important. Some people have been asking that are we close to opening the businesses and offices uh, and other workplaces. So since the number is increasing every single day and the deaths are being reported, I don't think we are anyway close to opening the businesses. Most of people are working from home. I've been seeing my patients from home using phone, FaceTime, Skype, and other online tools to assess patients. Although it is not like seeing patients in the office, but the choices are very limited in this time. And this COVID-19 virus spreads through physical contact, through droplets. Therefore, it is said that people should um, disinfect all the touchable surfaces like the computer keyboards and the countertops, and also a distance of at least 6 feet should be kept between people, uh, because uh, because the virus can spread through the droplets. When we speak or sneeze or cough, the droplets go from our mouth or nose, and they can stay in the air or other touchable surfaces for a certain time, and therefore it's very important that we keep on disinfecting these surfaces, and we keep the physical distancing. Also, the people who are traveling and coming from overseas, so we don't know about their contact with other people, so they should self-isolate themselves. That's very important. Some people are saying that because they have no symptoms, so why they should be self-isolating. So the point in self-isolating is that when a person is exposed to this type of virus for 2 days to 2 weeks, they may not have any symptoms, which is called incubation period. The virus is still spreading in the body, but it is not causing an infection. And during that time, the people have the tendency to spread the infection to the others, even if they don't have any symptoms themselves. So it's very important to take precautions. And the public health authorities are also saying not going outside unless there is an urgent need, and also not going to parks and public places or public gatherings, staying at a distance if we have to go for some essential work. The people should stay home. They should wash their hands frequently. They could use soap and water for at least 20 to 30 seconds, and they should avoid touching face because the virus spreads through the mucous membranes, lips, nose, eyes. So these are the portals of entry of virus into our body, and therefore we should always protect. When we go out, it is best to take all the precautions using a face mask covering our nose as well as mouth. And we have been recommending some kind of protective eye covering, such as eyeglasses as well, because once the virus touches our hands or touches our once the virus comes on our hands or face, so it can enter through these mucous membranes into the body easily, and then it can replicate and cause the infection after several days. So self-isolation or staying at homes is very, very important. These are very difficult times, and I have been getting calls from friends, patients, and other people because people have been staying at home. They have been at home for several weeks. Some people find it very difficult. They have anxiety. They become very stressed because they are socially isolated. Some people feel depressed because they are socially withdrawn. So people should use phone, talk to their friends. They could use other online ways of connecting to others, such as FaceTime or Instagram Live. We have been doing some Instagram Live sessions at 6 p.m. every day for people if they have any questions about COVID-19. Staying connected with our friends and family members is very important, especially if our family members are in long-term care homes. They are elderly, they feel isolated, and they need someone to talk to them. So it's best to call them frequently, a couple of times a day, and FaceTime with them, Skype with them, so that they don't feel they are isolated. People are also worried about their jobs, the financial loss, and they are saying that our economy will take a big hit because of the COVID-19 impact, and we may go into recession. So our government is supporting people, and many programs have been started. People can apply, and they can get financial help. I'm sure Islamic Foundation may have some sessions or some guidance to advise people how to access this support. Islamic Foundation has been very active throughout. I used to live very close to it in Scarborough at one time, and I always enjoyed their programs. They have very big gym where kids play sports, and they also have programs for seniors and for youth, and also they hold sessions as well as fundraisers. And in addition, they have many interfaith seminars as well for all the Abrahamic faiths to create a very tolerant society. So people should support Islamic Foundation to continue these programs, which are for the betterment of our community and to create love and harmony among various communities in our neighborhoods, so that people can understand each other better and we can develop a healthy, more and more healthy Canada. So this is very important. To support Islamic Foundation, I think people can call the number on the screen, and they can also donate on islamicfoundation.ca, which is their website, so that they can continue these programs. So I have been at Islamic Foundation in some seminars a few times. I still remember Islamic Foundation did a seminar for Parkinson's patients and seniors, in which I gave a talk on Parkinson's, and this was very well attended. People came to me after the lecture, and they had benefited. They had learned more information. So please support them so that they can continue these programs. Especially, they have been supportive of World Parkinson's Program, which is a charity. World Parkinson's program provides medications to patients who are not able to afford. As we know that Parkinson's disease is a neurological condition, and Parkinson's disease, it does not respect any boundaries. Parkinson's disease is present everywhere, and millions of patients are affected with Parkinson's disease, and many patients with Parkinson's disease live under the poverty, and they are not able to afford medications. Parkinson's disease patients have to take medications for the rest of their lives, and they not only take medications once or twice a day, but sometimes they have to take medications up to 8 to 10 times a day. And every time they have to take several pills. When it comes to the expense of medications, in many countries there is no health care, and also patients who are younger than 65, so they don't get any support from government in terms of buying medications. So these are the patients who are in need of help, and World Parkinson's Program helps these patients to buy medications locally as well as overseas, irrespective of patients' skin color or ethnicity, location, or religion. And people like Nadeem Hussain, who is the president of World Parkinson's Program, Mr. Shabir Azakazi, Armand Gilix, who is a chair of the program, has been very active in fundraising to support these patients. All of the board of World Parkinson's Program is honorary. They don't get any compensation. They are doing this for the sake of humanity. And not only they are volunteers, but they are donors. And I'm so proud of Islamic Foundation supporting them and supporting the cause of Parkinson's patients. So I request all people to support Islamic Foundation and to support such programs, so that we can continue serving the humanity irrespective of their faith or their skin color or their religion, because at the end of the day we are all humans. And especially, Canadians are very generous people, and they have always provided a lead role, and they have been a role model in charities. So in terms of the precautions for COVID-19, staying at home, I will go through them again. Washing our hands frequently using soap and water. People can use alcohol-based sanitizers, and also not touching our face. If we have to go out, then respecting the physical distancing of 6 to 10 feet. And also, it's better to use a mask if we have to go in places where there are other people. So the mask should cover our nose as well as eyes, nose and mouth, and some kind of eye covering is such as protective glasses are also recommended. So, and in terms of activities, there are people who are at home and they are getting quite antsy. I get messages from people uh, that when we will be opening. I don't think at this stage we are close to opening, so people should try to have some activities at home. They should try to spend time with their family members, with their children, and there are many other activities people can do, such as reading. I always had a list of books which I wanted to read. So that's a good time that we can spend time in reading. In addition, we can do other activities such as regular exercise. Exercise is very important, especially for patients with Parkinson's and seniors. The basic stretching exercises. We have developed a diary for World Parkinson's Program, which has basic stretching exercises. People don't need any machines or any other tools for these exercises. These stretching exercises are not only good for Parkinson's patients, but they are good for all seniors. They can do at home safely. People who live in houses, they have a backyard. If they want to work in their backyard, they want to do some gardening. This is also a good activity to keep ourselves engaged. In addition, if people want to learn any new skills, so there are many programs on computer. I've been learning French. I spent some time learning French and other things which I wanted to learn for a long time. I wanted to learn more about the economy and the market system. So I've been spending some time doing this. Also, we are having some discussions with my son about what he is going to do, and I also spend time with other children. So spending time with your children, with your family members, and also staying connected with your friends on phone and FaceTime. And if you have relatives overseas, you can spend time calling them. These days, the phone calls are free. If you use WhatsApp, the phone call. So also, cleaning your house, your closets, bookshelves, and throwing away the useless material, cleaning garage. These are activities which one can do at home, and they can stay occupied. And if you have a big backyard or front lawn, taking care of the grass and also the trees is a good time. Cleaning your garage, and also cleaning your vehicles, cars, vans. So these are certain activities which you can do so that you can stay occupied. And always remember to sleep early. I have been advising people to sleep early and wake up early so that they stay healthy. So thank you very much for joining us in this program. And I'm again Very grateful for IFT to arrange these sessions, and especially Brother Javed Khan. He has been instrumental in arranging so many community programs. I, time to time, see him in the community events, and he's always occupied about doing something for the community, giving back to the people. He is a role model for all of us, and I think we should support the cause of IFT and any of the programs they are doing. Thank you for watching this program on EAWAZ TV 770, and bye for now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is your brother in Islam, Yusuf Badat. I'm the Imam at the Islamic Foundation of Toronto. And I hope you are enjoying the programs brought to you by the Islamic Foundation of Toronto on radio 770 and eawaz.com. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of you in this blessed month of Ramadan. May He accept our fasting. May He accept our deeds and our worship. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the best in this world and the hereafter. As you know, the Islamic Foundation of Toronto is a beacon in our communities and our societies. And the masjid has played a major role in keeping our identity alive and serving the religious, the spiritual, and the community needs here at the Islamic Foundation of Toronto. Many of our nikahs and our funerals have taken place here. Many of your children and your offspring have gone through the school here, and the madrasa, the evening madrasa, the weekend school, as well as many communities across Toronto, including the Christian, the Jewish, and the Hindu, etc. communities who have participated in the interfaith programs here, and also the relief that has been provided to those who are needy in the community. They've all taken place through the masjid here at the Islamic Foundation of Toronto. This is not a one-man show. This is not my efforts. This is not one person's efforts. This is a teamwork of every one of us in the community. And this is how masajid are sustained. And if we all do our part, then we will all have the great share of supporting the masjid and maintaining these great services. I know it's a difficult circumstance and a situation right now with the COVID-19. We are restricted to our homes. Many of us have reduced hours at work. Some of us have been laid off. So these are, inshallah, temporary challenges. And we know as Muslims, every challenge comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the test will sooner or later be removed. But the masjid needs to be maintained. Bills need to be paid. These services need to be continued, albeit online and through various volunteer programs where the meals are being provided to the needy, and the various services that are taking place, the upgrades in the masjid, etc. The yearly expenses for the Islamic Foundation of Toronto, with all its services and its staff and all the bills for water, hydro, all of these things, is $600,000. And every year we do a fundraising in the blessed month of Ramadan. But this Ramadan is unique. We don't have the presence of the congregation, so we are appealing to each and every one of you to kindly donate, to give in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, contribute in large and small amounts. See the number on the screen. Visit the Islamic Foundation website, islamicfoundation.ca, www.islamicfoundation.ca. Click the donate button and contribute whatever you can in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As we have been saying over the days, that the minimum that we all should do for the masjid is join the $1 a day campaign. And there's actually an interesting point that is made in Tafsir Madarik al-Tanzil, and that is the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Holy Quran describes one of the qualities of the believers, al-munfiqeen. The believers are those who spend generously. So the question that the Imam of Tafsir Madarik al-Tanzil puts here is, how do we become amongst those who are generous? How do we become amongst those who are munfiqeen? How much do we need to spend that Allah will classify us amongst the munfiqeen, amongst those who generously spend for Allah's sake? Does it have to be once a week? Does it have to be twice a week? Does it have to be once a month? So the scholar writes in Madarikut Tanzil, in the tafsir, that even if we give a small amount every single day, it's spending in Allah's cause, and we will be listed amongst the munfiqeen. Imagine on the day of judgment being resurrected and being uplifted with this title, that this is a person who is munfiqeen. This is a person who was generous for Allah's sake and the services related to the masjid and fi sabilillah. So this is a month to give. أجود الناس وأجود ما يكون في رمضان. The Prophet ﷺ was extremely generous in the blessed month of Ramadan. So we have an opportunity. Please give, donate generously, contribute. Every family member in your household, encourage them to be part of this and join the $1 a day campaign. You can go directly online at islamicfoundation.ca, click the donate button and contribute, be part of this. The management is telling me that if we have 1,600 individuals who join the $1 a day campaign, then we could easily come up with the $600,000 for the year, all the expenses regarding the year and all the projects and all the services that need to continue throughout the year with your generous contributions. You have always given, and we come back to you that you give in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the highlights of the Muslims is that we are generous. We give zakat, we give khairat, we give sadaqat, we help the poor, we help the needy. There was an article I read in the Independent, the UK Independent, and in there was a research and a survey done as to which religious community and faith community gives the most. And it came to a conclusion that it's the Muslim community. It's you brothers and sisters who constantly give in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So continue this great quality. And as we know, it's the promise of the Lord. It's the promise of our Creator and our Maker, who has given us everything. He says, وَمَا أَنفَقْتُم مِّن شَيْءٍ فَهُوَ يُخْلِفُهُ. Whatever you give in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will return that to you. And Allah is not like us, that we only return the amount that we've borrowed. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala promises He will return tenfold, 700-fold. Wallahu yudha'ifu liman yasha. And in some instances, if we've really sacrificed and struggled in giving for the sake of Allah, then Allah will give us endless amounts. There's no limit in the treasures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As-sadaqatu tutfi'u ghadab ar-Rabb. Right now we are going through tremendous challenges with the COVID-19, and one of the methods to get out of this type of challenge is to give generously in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The hadith that I quoted, the Prophet ﷺ said, charity, it reduces the anger and the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we know that this is a test, and one perspective is that we've made Allah upset, and that's why Allah has put us in a corner. When a child doesn't behave, we put the child in the corner. That they need to reflect, they need to think about what they did, and when they're ready, they're taken out from the corner. So similarly, perhaps we have not done what we were supposed to, and we are now all put in corners where we're isolated from one another. We cannot travel, we cannot engage in doing things that we were used to. So it's a temporary restraint, and this is a time to reflect. And one of the main things that we can reflect upon is that how can I please my Creator? How can I please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? By worshipping Him, by following His commands, and by supporting anything that is related to the deen, anything that is related to Islam and the masjid. Your masjid, the Islamic Foundation of Toronto, Nugget Masjid, needs you at this particular hour. And if you help Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you. If you take care of the masjid, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take care of you. So give in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Call the hotlines, visit islamicfoundation.ca, click the donate button, and give in large and small amounts. And as I have been saying, all of us should be part of the $1 of the day campaign. May Allah bless all of you. May Allah reward your charity and accept your good deeds. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to complete the month of Ramadan with tremendous fervor, excitement, and accepted worship. And may Allah accept our du'as. And may Allah relieve the entire ummah of this difficulty, of this pandemic. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us shifa, healing, treatment. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless entire global community, the international community, with peace and prosperity, with guidance and success. Jazakumullahu khairan. This is your brother Yusuf Badat from the Islamic Foundation of Toronto. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.